Well, I mean, I would never recommend anyone do it themselves unless they've done it before, just because dealing with glass is really hazardous. I mean, because our guys collapsing windows, you know, you have to remove the glass first, and in most cases, we try to do that without breaking it. So it's not as easy as it looks. You know, these guys have been doing it for a long time. So, you know, in most cases, you're using a torch, you're using suction cups, you're using, you know, flat edge knives, and you're jamming it into the frames, and, you know, you're trying to get it loose from the frame and pull that glass out whole so you're not causing damage or, you know, hurting yourself in the process. You know, I have to reiterate, the collapsing the frames is probably one of the hardest things to do, and what separates a good installer from a bad installer, because you really want to cause as minimal damage to the interior of your home or exterior as you can while collapsing those frames, because it can make the install of the new windows that much more difficult, and especially the finishing out. But when it comes to installing the actual new windows, you know, yeah, you have to get things square, but it's not only getting things square and, you know, lining up it's not as easy as putting a level on the window. It's like, okay, it's level, let's do it. You know, a lot of the openings already are askew in houses that have been around for a long time. You know, here in San Antonio, we have a lot of movement, a lot of structural movement. The soil expands and contracts a lot. So a lot of the openings are gonna be a little bit off. So when you're setting the windows, you kind of have to know how to set it to where the window is square and opening, while it may not be exactly square in the opening, because you kind of have to follow how the house is originally. So you're really looking at your reveals. When I say reveals, you know, when you're opening and closing the sash, you should see an equal sight line along the bottom of the window, stuff like that. Ease of locking it. You shouldn't have much resistance when you're using the latches, things like that.